Human impact and climate change. Since the arrival of Europeans over 200 years ago, Australia's wildlife has been badly damaged. The settlers brought animals, such as rats, cats, and rabbits, with them. These creatures began to kill Australian species, or they stole their food and took over their habitats. As a result, some native species died out, and many more are now very rare. In areas with higher rainfall, farmers cleared land to make way for fields. At first, Australian farmers used European methods of agriculture. They planted the same types of crops where possible, and grazed sheep in other areas. Over the years, this system of farming has turned large areas of Australia into desert. The sheep cleared the ground of the thin grass, and the wind blows the soil away before new grass can go back. Years of watering and then harvesting crops has also damaged the sill in places, making it too salty to grow much at all. The protection of forest, soil, and freshwater resources is a major concern throughout Oceania. The management of resources includes reforestation plans and implementation of taboo or no-take zones to control overfishing. Countries with valuable timber resources, such as Papua New Guinea, are developing plans to use forest resources without damaging the environment. Methods used to improve agriculture production have a long history in Oceania and continue to be implemented to increase output. The labor-intensive practice of terracing is used to grow crops on the sides of hills. Terraces built into a slope increase the amount of available land for cultivating crops. Terracing helps reduce irrigation, runoff, and erosion. Irrigation practices such as simple flooding are used to slow down the flow of water to help trap sediment and control erosion. Crop diversification is another innovative agricultural practice used in Oceania. Planting a diversity of crops helps preserve the soil and increase productivity. Like other world regions, Oceania is threatened by climate change. One resulting impact is an apparent increase in the frequency and severity of the El Niño weather pattern. Climate and weather in Oceania are highly sensitive to seasonal El Niño weather patterns that can cause both droughts and powerful storms. Another impact of climate change that many scientists consider imminent is that continued increases in Earth's temperatures could cause a devastating rise in sea level. If ice caps and glaciers on land experience increased melting, the resulting rise in the level of ocean waters would cause flooding on many of Oceania's islands. The low islands of Oceania are in particular danger. Managing the resources of these islands will help reduce their vulnerability. Programs include the protection of mangroves and seagrass habitats on these islands. In some cases, infrastructures have been relocated farther inland. Many of the countries in Oceania have developing economies. This means that implementing programs can be difficult. Programs continue to be initiated, however, through grassroots organizations, government efforts, and international organizations. Environmental education is also an important factor in managing natural resources. Understanding issues such as climate change will help empower people to make changes and welcome new methods of balancing their needs with those of the ecosystems. The Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef and one of Australia's most popular tourist attractions. Although its name suggests one reef, the Great Barrier Reef is a chain of thousands of individual reefs. The reefs and islands extend in a nearly unbroken chain along Australia's northeast coast. The reefs are composed of about 400 species of corals of many shapes and colors. The waters around the Great Barrier Reef are warm year-round. The warm waters and the beauty of the coral formations attract swimmers and skin divers. The Great Barrier Reef is protected because of its environmental importance. It is one of Australia's 14 World Heritage Areas. Areas on an international registry of sites that have great natural or cultural value. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority works to protect the reef. Such activities as oil exploration and the harvesting of rare species are outlawed or closely regulated, but the reef remains threatened. Starting in the late 1960s, large coral-eating crown-of-thorns starfish repeatedly invaded the reef. Pollution from land and rivers threatened nearshore habitats. The populations of turtles, sharks, and sea mammals called dugongs have declined. The main threat to the reef today is bleaching caused by climate change. Unusually high water temperatures have caused many coral species to lose their zooxanthellae, turn white, and die prematurely, thereby leading to a decline in reef building. Scientists predict bleaching will reduce diversity among corals and the creatures that depend on them. In 2004, the Australian Parliament passed a law that prohibits all commercial activities, except tourism, in 1/3 of the reef's area.